everyone. This is Barbara Cox on Let's Talk. Let's talk about you going through that empty nest syndrome. Some of you right about now, your kids are getting ready to go off to college and you're feeling it. You're feeling that empty nest syndrome. And then some of you are pushing them out of the nest so that the nest will be empty. But whichever way it goes, you shall live and not die and declare the works of the Lord. I'm talking about a spiritual death. We as parents, we're so used to being the nurturers, nurturing our children, taking them where they need to go, buying everything they need. And then one day, they become adults. They are no longer little people. They are grown adults. And then we begin to feel the empty nest syndrome. Well, we shall be, as parents, we shall go forward in the name of Jesus and continue to do the things that God has us to do. However, we must be a little less nurturing, a little less, bossy, but we must allow our children to lift their wings and soar as eagles into the horizon and to be everything God has called us to be. But we will always be right there. If they need us, they will call us. Trust me. They will call. But we must be, as always, very supportive, very loving, but a little less authoritative, and allow them to take authority and be who God has called them to be as adults. God has entrusted us as their parents to such an age when they will leave the nest, and the nest will be empty. But we shall not die spiritually. We shall continue to do what God has us to do and move forward in the name of Jesus. So today, let's talk about you living beyond the empty nest syndrome. We shall be strong and we shall be able to be all that God has called us to be, still involved in our children's life, but just a little less taking authority, but allowing them to be all. And we get a chance to see them operating in all of the things that we've instilled into them. They will be all that you've instilled into them. So you have invested in this child who is now a young adult, who is now an adult. They are moving forward and they're listening to everything that you've told them, and they will still hear the Spirit of God moving freely through them. They will still hear that Spirit of God that you have instilled in them. They will still even hear your voice. I know I did. When I was moved out on my own, I still heard the things that my mom told me not to do and the things that my mom told me to do, because God allowed me to hear those wonderful, wonderful, encouraging words and to hear her voice. And I'm telling you, we're going to survive. We're going to make it. In the name of Jesus, let's talk about you, parents, grandparents, moving in the direction that God has ordained you to move, even though the nest is now empty. Thank you. Love you guys. Bye-bye.